Okay, so I'm making a quick video to show you how you can figure out number patterns if you need to do more of this. So I took the problem 2, 6, 15, 31, 56, 92, and we're trying to figure out the um, next two numbers in the sequence. So I just plunked in those numbers, first row, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what the difference is between these numbers. So I'm going to pick the cell below, and this is going to be like my working area. And I'm just going to start with a simple formula. So I'm going to type equals, and then I'm going to say take this value and then subtract minus this value and press enter. And I got 4. And I'm going to do the same thing for all these other ones, but to replicate that formula, all I have to do is just hover over the square or the corner of the cell, click and drag it. Okay, so this last one doesn't count because there's no value in there. So I'm going to drag it back. So that's what we're dealing with. So I can see right away now. Oh, and if you're wondering how I got this formatting, I just clicked on these cells, and under the formatting, I made these centered, and the lower cells I made left justified. So right away I can see that there's a pattern already developing. There's 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. These are numbers that if I find the square root of, we're going to see what it looks like. So I'm going to insert another formula. Under my formula bars, there's a square root. I'm going to find the square root of this number. Click OK. So it's looking for the above and finding the square root. I'm going to do the same. Drag this formula across so I can see what it does. There's my sequence 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what they're doing here is they're taking the number. So there's 2. They're squaring it, and then they're adding it to that number. 6. Next number is 3. They're squaring it, and they're adding it to that number. Gets you to 15. 4. They're squaring it. They're adding it to the previous number, 15. That gets you to 31. And that keeps going. So now I'm going to get Excel to help me calculate these last two cells. So I know already the sequence down here is just a continuous number sequence. So I'm just going to type those values in now. Don't need a formula. Now usually after I type like 3 values here, I can just click and drag this out if I wanted to get the different values showing. But I only need the first few anyway. So 7, 8, 9. So now I got to work backwards to fill in the formulas so I can get these two values. So I know that 36 I took the square root of and I got 6. So now I'm going to take 7, multiply it by itself. I'm squaring it to get the value here. So on the formula bar, I'm going to type equals, which is how we always start our formulas. And I'm going to say this 7 times 7. So I'm multiplying the cell and press enter. It's 49. There we go. So again, I'm going to hover over the bottom corner here, get the plus symbol, and drag that formula across. See if that worked. 7, 8 times 8, 64, 9 times 9, 81, and so forth. Alright, the next step. Now I got my squared numbers. Now I'm going to figure out what they do. They go 56 plus 36 equals 92. So I'm going to do the same thing. this equal symbol is going to be 92 plus 49, and press enter, it's 141. So 92 plus 49 equals 141. So then we want 141 plus 64 equals this value. So now I got a formula in here. I can just, again, hit the plus or hover over the bottom corner until I get the plus and drag it across. There's the values that I was looking for. Because you're doing it in Excel, this means these formulas you can keep dragging and figure it out for way down for these sequences. Grab a few of these, drag it across. And that's it. That's how you figure out number sequences using Excel.